Welcome. This is not your typical tarot channel. My name is Loretta, and I've come to understand after a lifetime of quiet listening that I walk between realms, between worlds, not as a psychic, not as a seer, but as something rarer, a medium of memory, feeling, and ancestral presence. Messages don't shout their way to me. They arrive like a breeze that won't leave the room. A phrase that echoes too many times to be coincidence. A knowing that lands before words ever form. My mother's tarot is a space born from lineage, my own, and the collective threads we all carry. Here I share readings shaped by intuition, soul work, and the language of archetypes. My goal is not to predict your future. It's to hold space for you to recognize your own inner truth when it rises to meet you. You won't find theatrics here, but you may find yourself, and I welcome you. How are you doing today? I hope everyone's doing well. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Now, this is a reading. I'm going to use a trajectory spread. I'll go over that if you're not familiar with it. And I'm going to look at the energy over the next 3 months following the No King's Day, June 14th, March. And here's a fun fact, a fun, I don't know, but it's fact. Mary Trump Medium. Now, this is the felon's niece. She's got her own media channel, all right? She reported that Creedence Clearwater Revival Band, their hit song during the Vietnam War, The Fortunate One. Are you familiar? This is an anti-war protest song. It's about the wealthy sons paying their way not to be drafted to Vietnam. And the felon, the dumpster fire sitting behind the Resolute desk, he had this song blaring during the military march. And I was just astonished, because that song was about men like him. He got out of 5 draft calls for him. Deferments, 5 deferments. That means some poor ass kid who couldn't afford to go to college, because that's what a lot of them did. They just enrolled in college, and the white collar criminals were like, "Oh, sure, man, you go into college, you don't have to go to Vietnam. Plenty others to choose from that won't be highly educated." Anyway, yeah, bone spurs, in case you haven't heard. Daddy's physician made that happen for him. But his choice of songs, really, really. And if you saw a little, I didn't see much of it, but I saw enough snippets of it where they pointed out how the soldiers were marching. None of them practiced this North Korea soldier march in unison. It takes good 6 weeks to nail down. And nobody did it. The upper brass, they did not have the infantrymen do that. I am so thankful and grateful to them for that. So anyway, we're going to look at the energy following that infamous day in 2025 on June 14th. Let's see what kind of energy is going to follow. The trajectory spread. I like this one. Okay, so this in the middle, this is the querent, the first triad, all right? 1, 2, 3. And then it lays around out in circles. But this is the first triad. The second triad is the current trajectory that we're on. The third triad is the alternate path. The fourth triad is the internal psychological factors and the external karmic factors, the fifth triad. Okay, so I'm being guided just to do this on the wannabe king, because it really is his energy that we need to be concerned with. Okay, so let me pull out my cards that trigger him. That I'm, they're the ones. So give me a second here. So while I'm looking for that, I will let you know that I have got a second channel. Now, I had some extras just hanging in the wind. I didn't know what was going to develop of them. But my one channel, I altered it because I didn't have much on there. The realm is not always clear when they first have me do things, so it was just sitting there in the wings. And so I've changed, that has now become Loretta Ann Creates. So my digital art and anything related to the store will be over there. And I did get my store set up. It's operational. It's not anything great big. I mean, I've got my digital art on there right now, and I've been listening to people or women, and they said to just do a couple of things on there to start. So that's what I'm doing. But it's up and operational. So I'm deciding on how I'm going to go forward with that. Okay, and I'll show you which cards I'm pulling out for him also. All right. And my third prototype is on its way. And it'll be here between the 20th and the 26th. That's what time frame they've given me. And I'm so pleased about that. Yep. And so I'll put a link. I think I tried to set up a link, but I'll check it and make sure. In case you want to go poke around, I am going to have free tarot spreads over there at my store. I'm going to have one link, or I'm going to have some, yeah. I can't put it under one button, but I'm going to make some available. I've already got one over there. And it's the morning tarot to start your day with. It's a real good one. It's on 4 cards, but it's really, really good. So you can check that out, download it for free. And if I got any, if you see any problems, please let me know. Okay. I really appreciate it. Now let's see, where are we? Okay, I think that's it. Yeah, I know. Most people just do one. No, man. I don't. Okay. All right. What we got here? Felon, the dumpster fire behind the Resolute desk in Washington, D.C. is represented in my deck by the King of Pentacles. This is the Consultant Tarot. Not on the market yet. And then so behind him, I've got the Authority, the Emperor, the Authority, rules, strategy, structure, endurance, practicality. Yeah, I don't think he's got any of those, really. Yeah, I'm going to throw that back out. Because he's not that. He thinks he's the authority. Well, he's behaving like the authority, but that's about the only thing in common with that card he's got. Well, wait a minute, he's got endurance. He's got a strategies, evidently. Okay. All right. I'm gonna put it back in. All right. And then we've got the Five of Swords. Fleecing, conflict, aggression, spitefulness, profiteering. That's him all the way. All right. And then we've got the Seven of Swords, the cunning, the evasion, the strategy, deception, and the questionable character. Hmm. Okay, I'm gonna put that one back in. Okay, and I'm gonna save these here. All right. These are gonna represent him. So that's gonna be card number 1. All right. There we go. You like how I do this so far? I know. I'm not like any other readers. So, okay, we are going to see what his energy is over the next 3 to 6 months. What are we going to be dealing with? What is he going to be doing? Personally, I think that flying palace that was delivered to the Pentagon for him is his transportation into exile. Well, we'll see. We'll see if that happens. God knows that we are a captured audience at this point. Oh, yeah. All right. Speak to us. Let us know. Can you give us a asking what is the energy of DT, the felon Trump? What is his energy going to be doing? What is going to play out over the next 3 to 6 months with him? What is his behavior going to look like? What will his energy bring to the States? I can't even call us the United States anymore, but I'm getting used to referring us to the states in North America. The states in North America between Canada and New Mexico. And for us, trapped in this nightmare, we would love to have an idea of what we're going to be dealing with over the next 3 to 6 months with him. What is he going to be doing? What will be happening? That's too many. That's too many. Okay. All right. 2 shuffles and then down. Okay. All right. Let's start the spread about him. We got temperance, balance. We got the King of Wands over here. King of Wands is my Lou Grant from back in Mary Tyler Moore days. Brash, skeptic, journalist, deal maker, quick temper, and judgment. Well, that's kind of interesting here because we have 2 kings. They're not looking at each other. They're totally ignoring each other. Okay, so let's move on. So this is the 4th card. Now I'm going to lay out the rest of the deck before I go any further on this. 5, we got 6, 7. All right. Now, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Am I getting this right? Yeah. 13, 14, 15. Okay, now what do we got? Oh, on the shadow. Shadow energies, justice, hovering all around. Okay. Yeah, that right there. Okay, so now we look the first triad. This is interesting because this here is temperance, the balancing element. So he's looking over here, seeing where to move the pieces, where the weight needs to go to keep everything from falling down on his head. And then we've got this one over here. Yeah. Um, I'll come back to this. There's another energy there, though, another male energy here. He's not copacetic with him either, but he's waiting in the wings. He's a deal maker. Anyway, we'll see. Okay, the second triad is the current trajectory. All right. So the current trajectory, according to the cards here, we got perspective here. All right. So, and he gets locked into what he can see and what he envisions, and it's he. So we've got, some people look at the Four of Wands as like the White House, but this is community and it is foundation. It's a marriage, if not literally in a sense. It's concord. It's a happy home, you know, because he says so, if nothing else. And then we've got the Queen here. But this woman is a professor, a nature lover, a public speaker, a professional. She's intuitive, and she has the power of attraction. And then we've got the Three of Swords for loss, grief, sorrow, separation, and heartache. And this would read, according to the layout, that I went around the board with, this would read from the left to the right. So this facade of the happy home, this wonderful woman at his side. Yeah, not so much. Not so much. He might be able to sell, he's trying to sell this big time, but this is what's going on inside of him. Okay. Now, third triad. Third triad over here. And we read this one from right to left. All right. This is the alternative path available. So we've got the moon, which is illusion, lunacy, mystery, dichotomy, the cyclical nature of life, and hidden aspects. Hidden stuff over here. We've got the star. So that's our card of hope, purpose. There's optimism, inspiration, enlightenment, spiritual abundance. And on the outset of it is the Nine of Cups, which is our wish fulfillment, material success, superficial desires, accomplishment, and satisfaction. Well, I don't see the Ten of Wands, which would make me think that he would be air. Now, it's over here. I spoke to you. Well, wait a minute. No, that 8 of Wands is what I was thinking of when I said 10. I meant 8. And here it is over here. Interesting, interesting. Because right here, I'm thinking about that flying palace he's got parked at the Pentagon, right? Let's not forget about that. And then we have got the fourth triad, which is internal psychological factors. Now, also known as tools, within ourselves. So we got the Knight of Wands, the Eight of Wands, and the Lovers. So here in this deck, the Knight of Wands is impulsive, fearless, impetuous, a rock star, and a theatrical character. Now, he embodies that. He tries to sell that every day, about his theatrical character, who he is, being bigger than life and all that, you know. But he's shown himself to be impulsive. Fearless, eh, eh. Impetuous, yeah. A rock star in his own mind. And then we've got Eight of Wands, which is about message. It's about communication. It's about clarity of thought, progressive action, and resoluteness in action. It's also about air travel. Also about air travel. And then we've got the Lover's card. This is about a union, like-minded people, partnership, some kind of attraction. Dare I say love. And which I believe somebody just showed him that in spades when they delivered a flying palace to him, the Pentagon. Okay, so over here on the fifth triad, this is the external karmic factors. Now, so this is something that is not changed with whims. And we've got the Page of Cups. Cups are about connecting people and lives. It's ruled by the moon. Get down. No. Come on, Jess. Give me just a few more minutes. Just a few more minutes, honey. A few more minutes. Sorry about that. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, like I said, so we've got the Page of Cups. Karmic factors. Could this be a daughter? I learned, well, not all that long ago, in recent years, when you have children, you just bought yourself karma. So, absolutely, could be a daughter. Hierophant. This is religion and judicial institutions. Bonded, captivity, servitude, teachings, conformity. He's not real good on conforming. And then we have got the Ace of Cups. Fresh start, new beginnings. But there's 2 cups here, connecting people and lives. And yeah, ruled by Neptune. Okay. And here we go. So, and Neptune is the dreamer, all up in illusions, intuition, sensitivity, spirituality, and psychic ability for Neptune. So he's got that he leans into. He's got some. Otherwise, he would not have been able to accomplish what he has in his lifetime, hanging on with this by the skin of his teeth, to look as if he's operating in a lawful manner at any time during his life. So that's what I'm getting. And the shadow card here is justice. Universal law of cause and effects. All actions have consequences. Consequences. But there's nothing uh big moving here. We're talking 3 to 6 months. It's June, so we're talking out to December. I got no death card. I got no tower. Huh. Seriously. Oh my. I just, Knight of Wands. Let's see. So here's where he is currently. This is his alternative. He could skip out of his heartache, get away from the house. It's not fun for him anymore. But of course, here we got air travel waiting for him. Knight of Wands, you know, and his partnership with like-minded. So, and if there was an outcome group, it would be this fifth triad. This is long standing energy. It's not fleeting. And it would, like I said, he has got that flying palace. And it feels like this has got something to do with that. With the air travel, the like-minded and the partnership. And, him being his own rock star. These are tools available to him to make this happen. And this is in the wings, so to speak, And I'm drawing from previous readings where I've used this laid out, but it's been titled something else, not the trajectory, but another. And this is what does not change. And if I look at it like that, we've got a new religion and judicial institute here. This is a messenger. Fresh beginnings. And he's got air travel. He's feeling fearless about it because he's got a partnership tied in. It's his wish fulfillment. There's hope. It gives him hope. And it's his hidden aspect. You see? And it'll make all this go bye-bye. Somebody else knows about this. And it's in a balance. They're balancing the elements. All the pieces, they're balancing them. Till the spirit of time arrives and they'll act on it. So, I don't know. Let's see that happens. Okay. So now I'll go like this. Sorry. I'm gonna pull a Pallades card. Or no. Wait a minute. This one's I want to do this one. And then we'll end it with the Pallades. The Pallades Oracle. Okay? Because they're really good. But the Karma cards. Oh yeah. Let's just do this for him. I'm going to ask for a message. You know, if spirit could give us a message for him, the dumpster fire, sitting behind the resolute desk. Okay. What message do you have about that dumpster fire sitting behind the resolute desk? That's what I want to know. Make sure I got them turned up right the last time I had them going the wrong way. Okay, I got it. I got it all right. All right. These cards never cease to amaze me. Never. I love these. I love this one. Okay, now. All right. Spirit, message, please, on what the felon that was elected into the president's office, so to speak, you know, he really wasn't. You know, he told us months before the election that it was rigged, you know. They don't have to ever vote again. Yeah. So, Spirit, what is the message you have for us regarding that? Dare I call him a man? Okay. Anyway, give us a message, please, on him. Okay. Got that one? Now, the signs for the felon sitting in the presidential office, in the Oval Office. The felon's message about him and his remaining time in the Oval Office. Spirit, what is your message? Him. He sits in the Oval Office. What can you tell us? what are you going to tell him? What is the message? What is the message? All right. Okay, here we go. Now, first we have the soul. This is how I do this. The action part is in red, the outcome is in blue. And when I do the outcome, I just turn them that way. And so we have planets, signs, and houses. The first line is for our soul, our spirit. The second one is for our mental intellect, our brain, our mind. Third one is physical bodily needs, body. Now let's see what we have. We have Pluto. We have in Pisces and in the 10th house. All right. And here is the message, one line at a time. All right. For the soul, resurrect your dreams responsibly, mentally. Get to the heart of your idealization of success, physical bodily needs. Do or die. You must be a part of something overwhelming and become a person of power and status. Wow. Okay. So I'm going to read that as a paragraph, all right? And this is about him. Resurrect your dreams responsibly. Get to the heart of your idealization of success. Do or die. You must be part of something overwhelming and become a person of power and status. Wow, that's pretty sad. Okay. Sounds like him, right? Yep, absolutely. This we know. I don't know how the Saudis are going to feel about that, but okay. Now, this is the outcome portion if he follows through with the action. The need for control of spirituality to ultimately experience your destiny. That's for the soul. The need for control of spirituality to ultimately experience your destiny. Wow. Well, the second part of this is for the mind, the mental intellect. An obsession with trusting your psychic knowledge of where you're going. Ah, okay. Yeah. He trusts himself before he trusts anybody else. Yeah. And then the bodily needs, a power struggle resulting from the indecision of or about your career. Oh, okay. All right. I'm going to read that in the paragraph now. The need for the need for control of spirituality to ultimately experience your destiny. An obsession with trusting your psychic knowledge of where you're going. A power struggle resulting from the indecision of or about your career. Interesting, isn't it? Yeah. Because the action is to become a person of power and status. So now what comes to mind, does he think that, if he flies over in his flying palace, that his new home is going to carve out some kind of political spot for him? Maybe. It's interesting, though. Very interesting. These cards never cease to just amazing. Okay, the last poll is from the Palladium article. I hope you're all doing well today. Keeping yourself busy. Keep your hands and your mind occupied, and stop losing yourself in the media. Take a break from. Take a break from. Okay, that was one. Let me do another. Two. Guidance, please. Cleanse our palates with this. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Okay, here we go. One more time. Okay. What do we have? Oh, we have crystalline grids. There we go. Okay. And then on the bottom side of it, oh, planetary guardian. This one has come up before, so I'm gonna go ahead and, whoops, right there. There you go. There. All right, I'm gonna start with the crystalline grids. Okay. The message is, in the depths of your earth exists a grand nervous system of crystalline grids that crisscrosses throughout all the planet to intersect in sacred sites where sensitive souls and ancient ones of past would gravitate towards to build pyramids and temples of worship. We're talking about what we call the ley lines around the planet. As these grids keep the stability of your Earth alive, they also serve as a living library of the Earth's songs, wisdom, and her universal cosmic knowledge. Known as song lines by the original peoples of modern-day Australia, these crystalline grids act as fiber optic cables that distribute their sound frequencies of wisdom throughout your entire planet, similar to how your nervous system guides the intelligence of your body. Indeed, your planet is alive, and when you approach her with an open heart and mind, she shares this information with any open-hearted, sincere seeker. The crystalline grid card arrives when the new Earth codes planned for the future Earth seek to make a connection with yourself. Make a dedication to connect with the Earth and begin a practice to receive and exchange precious information via her codes. When one becomes attuned to the crystalline grids, they begin to open into her songs, visions, and stories that she is seeking to birth throughout all of her Earth children. These inspirations bring deep satisfaction to one's life and guide the hue on a more purposeful driven path. Awakenings and downloads begin to present themselves here, and one naturally serves the new Earth with sparks of inspiration and vision. Now is an ideal time to follow your intuition to locations that call your soul. Whether far or near, the songs of Earth are magnetizing you to meridian points to serve your future self and all future generations. The Earth seeks to provide answers. I would love to go to one of those ley lines. Just stand in that energy. Okay, now the planetary guardian. Let's see what they have for us. I know it wasn't too long ago I read this one for somebody, or for the collective, could be. Okay. It is a great honor when one serves the Earth and becomes a planetary guardian. Your human species has, in many cases, been led astray into the fortified confinements of the intellectual mind to lose their deeper connection to the sacredness of your Earth. But if the intellect is not balanced by proper time and stillness and communion with nature, one risks running into mental repetition loops that enslave oneself and block soul awareness from being received. The opportunity, then, is to return to your precious Earth and experience firsthand her wisdom and healing properties. When one does return to the soil and shares their energies with her, they empower her teachings to be broadcasted even louder through the unified network that shifts humanity out of any timelines where generations do not understand the wisdom of the feminine and are glued to computer screens. This is, of course, not the way of the new Earth, and the shift is available by spending time in nature. Make today one of these shifts by returning to Earth. Know clearly that your planet houses the secrets of yourself through her medicinal plants, calming sounds, ebbs and flows, and dynamic presence. This planet you reside on is a living library of cosmic information that is seeking to bless and empower your life. When the planetary guardian card comes to your life, it is your Pleiadian guardian, your Pleiadian guides, guiding you back to the beauty of your beloved Earth. This is indicating a time to get off all technology, harmonize your mind, and refocus on what is truly important. These reconnections with Earth, will reorganize the structure of your operating field and give you clarity. In addition, it will offer precious detoxification from any imbalance of technology and infuse the wisdom of the feminine into all. Of course, we say that technology has an important role in Earth's evolution, but when scattered and disconnected, it can become a tool of self-enslavement, almost leaving the human in a semi-asleep state. Shift this narrative and enter into Gaia consciousness. Through this commitment, one anchors the new Earth codes and ensures a healthy planet for generations to come. There you go. Well, thank you for being here. And remember, love yourself, love the others, and be the light, because you are the light. All right? Which reminds me, I've got a little rock that says that to me. I love this thing. Thank you, Annette. You are the light. Okay. Take real good care of yourselves. Remember, play in the dirt. Put your fingers in the dirt, your toes in the dirt. Plant something, you know. Do something that you can get your head into and take a break from all the crazy. We all need that to stay healthy and keep going. All right. Love you all. Take real good care of yourselves. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for being here. Bye for now.